Hey, welcome to the video. This one I'm going to break down how in the last 4 weeks, this ad system has created 50 followers a day, 10 to 20 inbound Instagram DMs a day, 10 to 20 emails added to my list a day, 10 plus customers a day on average. We're only booking financially qualified calls now. And that's led to $60,000 in contracted high ticket sales. We've collected about 50% of that so far, but like actual contracted is 60K. And there's three funnels that we're running right now. The first is the feeder funnel. The second is what we call the Instagram DM offer funnel. And the last is the LTA funnel. So I'm going to break down in detail all three of these funnels and how they work in terms of how we budget those as well and how they actually tie together as a system. These aren't just like three random funnels that are completely separate from each other. They form an ecosystem together. So we're going to start with the feeder funnel. And the feeder funnel is probably the easiest on the front end to set up. So this is using follower ads on Instagram, which I'm sure you're familiar with if you are watching this video. Now, the problem a lot of people have when it comes to follower ads is they just boost random shit with no real strategy in place. They haven't really formatted the video to be, to work as a follower ad, and they're not capitalizing on it enough. And so what we do, if you can see here, there's a lot of comments on these ads that we're running. These two are actually turned off. These two are running. But the goal of this is one, to get a follower, but two is also to get people to comment for a free resource. So these are like lead magnets, and we double up those lead magnets using YouTube, which I'll get into in a second. But basically, somebody will see the video, they will comment a keyword, and they'll get sent to this automation. Now, you're not going to be able to see this very well, so I'll click through here to show it to you, one we're running right now. And it actually prompts them to follow your account. So they cannot get access to the resource until they've done two things. First of all, they follow your account. If they don't, it's going to just keep, feeding back into this loop to get them to follow. And if they don't click it, they don't get the resource, right? So you will lose a couple of people here, but it's worthwhile doing it because you're going to get more interaction in the long term. Then what we do is if their email is unknown, so they're not already on your email list, then we are going to get their email. If they are, we just send them straight to the resource they've opted in for. And then from there, we basically send them to the YouTube video. What we then do is we follow up and we send them a direct offer. And so what that looks like is this. We get their email. This goes into a nurture sequence, but then they're also on your email newsletter, so you can send them, ongoing emails as well. We send them to a YouTube video, and that YouTube video, in the description, and you can put it in the comments, we'll send a link to your video sales letter. Now, there's a few things happening here. One, they're in your ecosystem on, obviously, Instagram. They're following you. They're seeing your content. Two, they are on your email list, so you can nurture them there. Three, they're now seeing your YouTube content. And YouTube's great in the fact that they don't need to necessarily subscribe to your channel to see more of your content. Like a lot of times, you watch a video from someone, and even if you don't subscribe, the next few times you go on the newsfeed, you're going to get recommended their videos. And so you end up getting a lot more views on YouTube in like very niche content, right? Like the content I post on this channel is very, very niched. It's not viral content, it's educational content. And so, it's like valuable subscribers, valuable views on these videos. Like this is one we've run as a lead magnet. As you can see, it's had 1,800 views, which is great. And then that leads to the VSL. Now, what also happens is they can go into your ecosystem on YouTube. They can watch other videos, and all of those videos can lead to the same video sales letter funnel. Once they go to the VSL, pretty simple format with a headline, subheadline, the video itself, which is, I think, is about 7 or 8 minutes, a qualification process, which is super important. Like we don't want to just send them straight to booking a call. I was doing this before, and I would just waste my time on a lot of calls which weren't a good fit. So we have a qualification process in place. And the last question we ask is a financial qualification question. The reason we do that is because we have, every business is different, but we have like a limit of who we work with. And so if somebody's making less than $20,000 a month, it's not really going to help for us to advise them. Like even on the free call, the strategy call, like they don't have the means to invest in the strategies that we set up. And so it's kind of a waste of both of our time, and they're just not a good fit for our offer as well. So we send them to a disqualification. Then if they do qualify, they go through and they book a call with me or my business partner, um, and then they go into a call booking nurture sequence, which I'll cover in another video. But on the front end, this is what this looks like. So if we zoom out, this is the feeder funnel. We have the follower ads. They go, they comment, they go into your DMs, they leave their email, they join your email list, they get sent to YouTube, they're watching YouTube content, and then a small percentage will obviously click through to the VSL, and then a small percentage will qualify and book a call. Now, I say small percentage because this is like, if you get 100 people through, you're not going to book 10 calls off of this. It's not direct response. It's a slow nurture process, but it does compound and build over time, providing you're consistent with content on Instagram, email, YouTube, like you're hitting people from multiple angles. This is a really great funnel to have in the background. Now, right now, I spend about $30 to $40 a day on this. Not a huge amount. It's a small part of our budget, and that has increased over time, but it's kind of around I think that's around 20% of our overall budget on ads we just spend on the feeder funnel. So it's not a huge amount, but it's getting, 40, 50, sometimes 60 followers a day. And, we're getting YouTube subs, we're getting emails from it. So, and we do get calls booked, like 1 or 2 calls booked a week from that. Sometimes a bit less, but, these are qualified calls that are coming in. Next is the Instagram DM offer funnel. This one is similar in some ways, but it's a lot more direct. So basically what we're doing on the front end is we're testing a load of ads that these all look the same. But what we're doing is we're using something like a B-roll video or a static image or text overlay, and we're testing a very direct hook. And this could be something, in B2C offers like fitness, it could be like, hey, we're looking for 5 people who want to X, Y, and Z. But it's very direct. It's about your offer. It's not offering a free lead magnet or a free resource. This is literally like, we are looking for this person. Click, the link to find out more details. And then from there, we are going into a ManyChat nurture sequence, very similar to the one above. We're still going to the email list. We're still, taking them through. The only difference is we're not directing them to YouTube first. We're directing them straight to the video sales letter funnel. And this aspect is exactly the same as above, same funnel, same process. And then they go into qualification, disqualification if they're not qualified, and then booking a call if they are qualified. Now, how we use this right now in our own business is just for retargeting. So I actually don't test like loads of different hooks like this in our business. And I'll show you what else we're doing as well in a sec. But for clients that come on, again, especially B2C, doing this in fitness, marriage coaching, we're doing this in, mindset coaching sort of stuff. This works really well for those kind of offers where you're trying to get people into conversations. Like, because obviously, you might get like 10% of people opt in and book a call. Maybe 5% will directly go through and book a call straight away. Some people will need some touch points, like obviously email you've got going on. And then you can still send them to YouTube, right? So on the back end, you're still using what I call the reverse organic funnel. And if you check out my content on my page, I have a few videos talking about that. I won't go into that in this video, but really reverse organic is like any funnel you run where you're growing your brands, you're getting followers or you're getting subscribers, or you're getting, email subscribers, then you can use reverse organic. And that's really just building brands and nurturing people. But this really is about getting people into the DMs, sending them direct to VSL, and then you can kind of follow up with them in the DMs as well. Funnel C, and this one is a bit more of a beast, and we've been pumping this hard lately, is the LTA funnel. So the LTA is the low ticket ascension funnel. And so basically it's very direct response on the front end. We're testing very direct hooks. And I'm gonna share a little secret with you here. This right now, you may have even seen this. This is actually one of my best performing ads for this funnel. And it is so simple. It's literally black background and text, 2 lines of text, right? And this is very direct response marketing. We're testing, different angles on this. Right now, we spend between $250 a day on this. So this is like the majority of our budget. And I didn't mention on the budget on this one. For the retargeting on this one, we don't spend a lot. We spend about $10 a day right now. We'll probably increase that soon as well. This one, we spend, $250 a day. We do retargeting to this funnel as well, but we spend about $200 a day to cold traffic. So people who have never heard of us. And basically what it looks like is this. We send them to a sales page. Sales page is pretty simple. It breaks down the offer, who it's for, what we cover in the on the front end. Right now we're selling an Instagram ads playbook. If you want the link to this, by the way, check it down below. I'll just put it in the description. But it's $5, so super affordable. On the front end, we do have a couple of order bumps, which boosts the value of the funnel. And then from there, once they purchase, whether they just purchase the playbook or whether they get the upsells, they're going to go to the same thank you page, which has at the top, it will say like, thank you for your purchase. By the way, check this below. And then same VSL, right? VSL process, application process, and obviously disqualification process if they're not qualified, and then they can book a call if they are qualified. We are going to tweak this a little bit. I'm about to head on holiday for 3 weeks, so I'm not going to be taking sales calls. But what we're going to do is we're actually going to offer an order bump on this, where it's like an audit call, a marketing audit call. It's going to be $97, and it is not going to be a sales call. This is actually going to be an audit, like a really valuable call. And then if people qualify from that and they want to book a sales call, we'll follow up with them and they can book in with me in a few weeks' time. So we're going to be testing that as well. But right now, this is how we structure it. They go into the VSL and they book a call here. Now, this works well for 2 reasons. One, we're actually making profit on the front end. So on average, we do between 1.2 to 1.5 return on ad spend on the front end. Some weeks are higher, like some weeks are 2, sometimes 2.5. Some weeks are lower. Like I think we had 1 week where it was like 0.9, but on average, it's between kind of 1.2, 1.5, which is really good. And it's actually been improving the last few weeks. So it's close to that 1.5 mark, which means we're profitable on the front end. And that actually means that the calls we get for this are negative ad spend, right? So we've already recouped our ad spend, it's paid for, and then people go into this. Now, there's some other things happening to book calls in this funnel. Again, we're getting emails. So when people purchase, we're growing the email list, and I have a list specific to customers. We got hundreds of people on that list now because we've been running these ads for a while now, for coming up on a year. I launched these, and I did do a video on my channel breaking down this specific strategy in more detail if you want to check that out. And yeah, again, reverse organic. So we've got the email list going, we've got nurture content going. We can send people to YouTube from the email list, and then we can send them back to the VSL. And then what we're doing with all of these funnels is retargeting. So I'm creating different warm audiences. I have people who follow me on Instagram and people who engage with my account on Instagram. I have people that are, website traffic. So people who have hit the pixel on my sales page and they haven't bought. And then I've also got people who are purchases on this as well. I don't do too much with the purchase retargeting. Most of it is page visits and Instagram content. And so funnel B and funnel C kind of interact really well, where we retarget the warm audience to the direct DM call booking offer. And we also retarget the warm audience to the purchase funnel. Now, what we do is we make sure that when it comes to the purchase funnel, like for the low ticket essential funnel, what we do is we exclude purchases, because I don't want to bombard people who have already bought the stuff. It's a waste of my money, and it's probably annoying for them as well. So if somebody has purchased, they'll get pixeled and they won't see this funnel anymore. They'll just see this funnel for the DM offer funnel. And that is the 3 funnels we're running. That's how we're doing these kind of numbers. Like we're just scaling this up pretty fast now. Our goals right now are literally just to sign a client a week, which we've been doing consistently for like the last 6 weeks. We're steadily increasing our prices, and we're building the systems probably by next month to onboard 2 clients a week. We might build out a middle funnel, a middle tier offer that's maybe like 1 or 2K. We're playing about with that to kind of maximize the LTV, but also just to provide a lot of value for people that maybe aren't qualified enough for a high ticket offer, because people do need to be making over 20K a month for that. And that's a very hands-on offer as well. That's why we're not onboarding tons of clients a week into that. We're just doing 1 a week at the moment, because it's all fully built out. Like basically what we do for our clients is we build these funnels out for them. Like we do all the copywriting, we do all the tech, we consult around the offers, the content, we run all the ads, we write all the copy for the ads. So it is quite labor intensive on the front end for us. But, for us and for me specifically, like I've been through a lot of coaching programs where they teach, some of these elements, but it's never that in depth. It's never that much support. And then when it comes to implementation, it's really hard for a lot of people, especially if you're not somebody who's good at building and you're not great at copywriting. This stuff can be really overwhelming. And so we build this out for people. And if you do want to check the details out to that, then yeah, click the link below. I will link that. I'll link our playbook, and I'll link some more videos that are going to be valuable for you as well. My goal of this channel is to provide as much value as possible. I know a small percentage of you might want to check out the playbook, and an even smaller percentage of you might potentially want to do work with us as well in the future. But if that's not you, then hit subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. My next video should be me when I'm in Japan. So going to be a slightly different setup, going to be on holiday, but I am still going to be pumping out content while I'm out there. So I'll see you in the next one. I love you and leave you. Have an awesome day and take care.